So again, our language and word selection is so important. Concrete language is the most powerful. Language choice reflects a speaker's credibility, our ethos. Some of that is pronouncing words correctly, and I apologize because I'm sure there's a few that I've pronounced over our lectures that you would pronounce differently. And we give each other grace, but try to, if there's a word that your whole speech is about, try to listen to how that's pronounced ahead of time. That will help your credibility. Technical terms can jeopardize our audience's understanding that they're being able to stay with us. So technical terms, basically, if it's likely that half of your audience doesn't know a certain word, define it in the speech. So this YouTube clip after this lecture in the playlist is a father's message to his daughter. His daughter is very, very young. Notice his words. Imagery. So here are a couple examples of imagery. The light pierced through the rambling clouds. Is light actually sharp? It can feel stark on our eyes, can't it? The light piercing through the clouds, but we know what that looks like, don't we? We know what that straight ray, those beams of light coming down from the heavens and the rambling, just the peaceful, lazy clouds floating by. We've been there. Imagery allows your audience to go where you've gone by the words that you use. Her perfume enveloped the room. Did her perfume become a tent that encased everything in the room and everything in it? We can't see it, but that's what it smelled like. We've been there. Again, imagery, poetic type words that help us to experience things that previously were mere memory. Vivid language. Vivid language, basically think of your 5 senses that we learned about in elementary school. Describe how it smelled. Describe the smell of the wet dog after the dog was playing in the mud. And it's sort of this earthy, slightly sweaty, slightly stinky smell if you've been around a dog. Describe what it looks like. Describe that golden hour. I'm outside right now recording this lecture for you, and this is sort of sometimes called the golden hour, the magic hour, where the light is just so beautiful and you can see the colors and you don't have to squint at all being outside. Think about the texture of something. So that crepe myrtle bark we talked about earlier, as the trunk of the crepe myrtle tree sheds its bark like a skin, the bark comes off in sort of a cardstock, I'm looking at some right now. It's almost like peeling paint off of that tree, but a little bit more substantial. Think about what you hear. You hear the distant hum of traffic. What does something taste like? The sharp, earthy, spicy taste of pesto made from your basil plant in your garden. And that is our last slide. Thank you for being here for Unit 8.